The national public data breach happened. There is about 300 million Americans in this country. That database had 2.8 billion records in it that included full names, date of birth, phone numbers, every address you've ever lived at, and your entire social security number. It's got everything on you. And I'm sure you're seeing your full social security numbers there.
Wow.
So we have this tool where we can discover if you have accounts created places. Let's say you have a kid and you told them they're not allowed to have a Snapchat account. Now we can confirm if they have a Snapchat associated with that email or phone. That's the fix for your social being out there.
Let's get into some more stuff about what happened after our initial interview and talk a little bit more about pen tester and everything you guys are doing, wiping people's data from the internet.
If you remember last time, we talked about pen tester, and the reason why pen tester came up for me at that time, like I can tell you man to man, like there wasn't a conversation with the business partners before I came, like this is how you're going to say things on the show so that we can get, like, it wasn't that. It was, and honestly, pen tester was only built for businesses back when I came on your show. So when at that time it was $49 a month, no matter who you signed up, and you had to either put a website or an email in. It would do a scan. It would tell you if there's any like low-hanging fruit vulnerabilities on your site, or like some data that was breached about you. And I showed you the reverse facial recognition technology at that time. I showed you. We looked up Vigilance Elite's website. We found some identifiable information from it. And back then, our database was like 130 billion records, which was still the biggest at that time. Mm-hmm. And now it's been 3 years, and we're like 240 billion plus records, so we've gotten way larger when it comes to the data that we have access to. Our reverse facial recognition has tripled in size. So, I mean, I could show another example with somebody else here, because obviously there's so many photos of you online. It's not that impressive to, to show it. But like we could grab anybody you want here, and we'll find them. I just want to show that, and I want to show the new feature that we learned with pen tester over time, because we had a ton of people sign up, and then we had this one specific breach that happened. Which are you familiar with national public data? What happened there?
No.
Okay, so this is very important, and a lot of people are not familiar with it, which is a problem. So the national public data breach happened a little over a year ago, and what happened was there is about 300 million Americans in this country. That database had 2.8 billion records in it that included full names, date of birth, phone numbers, every address you've ever lived at, and your entire social security number. So it was leaked onto the internet for anyone to download this, and we created a tool. We were actually in Vegas, and we were talking about it, and we're in Vegas, and we're like, we want to build a tool so people can search to see if they've been impacted by this data breach, which I'll show you in a second, a demo of it. You put in your name, your last name, your year of birth, and what state you currently live in, or state you've lived in the past. And then you press search, and it would show you the data. And if you were in it, we'd recommend how, what to do about that. Which we weren't trying to sell you on pen tester. We were just trying to get you to either freeze your credit, and try to protect your identity at the best of your ability, or freeze your credit and sign up for pen tester to know about other data that might be breached. So it was kind of a dual purpose thing, but the main priority was freeze your credit. And I'll explain what that means in a second. So the national public data breach happened because they released a file that had credentials in it, and those credentials were easy. There was I think it was pass123 was their password, and the database had all of this all of this very private information in it. So like 2.8 billion records is, with 300 million Americans, that means people that have passed away. That means multiple addresses for where do you see how many addresses it has for you? And once that data is out there, it's out there. It's like you can remove data from data brokers, like White Pages, for example, or all of those background check websites. You can remove that because you have a legal right to request removal of that. But when it comes to dark web data or breached data, all you can do is be aware of it and take action based on your knowledge of it. So we released that tool, and we weren't expecting it to be as crazy as it was. So going on your show, we had a ton of people signing up for business plans. Like as individuals because they wanted access to the tools I was showing on the show, and they were willing to pay that $49 a month just to do reverse facial recognition to search themselves in our databases, and we didn't even have any removal services at that time. So we learned from your show that we had a need for a personal use, like for consumers. So we made a $19 plan, which I said before, like if I had this option, $49 a month, like most people spend $20 on lunch every day. So I was saying that with $49, I say that even more so with $19 a month. Not only are you getting all of the breach data out there associated with you, your phone number, your addresses, your email, literally all your identifiers, and then you can add your family members. So you could add your wife, you can add your parents, you can add your grandparents, and then even another thing that people don't know is you can add your children. They may not be in the data brokers yet, but their accounts will show up. So we have this tool where we can discover if you have accounts created places. And let's say you have a kid and you told them they're not allowed to have a Snapchat account. You put their email and phone number in there. Now we can confirm if they have a Snapchat associated with that email or phone. And there's no one else that has that integration with a data broker removal tool. So that's a really cool feature.
No kidding. So parents can use Pentester to see if their kids are messing around on social media behind their backs.
Yeah, that is one use case. The other use case is at $419, you're still getting all of what you got before with all the breach data to see your passwords, your social, your credit cards, all of that stuff that's happened and stuff you can take action on. But we're also removing data from data brokers on your behalf. So like, it's not an instant, immediately as you sign up, you'll see some exposed records, but over time you'll see there's pending removals and then removals that have happened. I'll show it all to you. But I highly recommend anybody signs up for it because there's a ton of data removal companies out there that do this exact thing, but what they don't do is show breached data, and they don't do facial recognition, and they don't do account discovery. So that's something the Pentester does very well, and the reason why we do it so well is because it's built on the methodology that I used along with some of my business partners have used to identify predators and traffickers. So using it in the opposite sense to see what digital footprint you have out there, it's the same methodology I would use to identify these people based on minimal identifiers, and I'll show you a demo of it so you understand what I mean. But what we actually learned last minute was like because you got to remember the NPD breach coming out, we had all of that built. People were searching through it, and we had people signing up for various ages, like 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old people are signing up for Pentester that don't know how to use computers. And, we realized through support, if we could read the support tickets coming in, and we have a support team that handles that, we're seeing like a lot of people don't know how to use a website at all. So like, yeah, they need the service, but they don't know how to navigate. No matter how easy we make it, there's no getting them to use it, and we can do a lot of stuff on their behalf, but they got to sign in and put in their information for us to automate it. So we decided to make Pentester SMS, which is essentially just Pentester through text messaging.
No kidding.
So you text a phone number, and that phone number you can talk to like a human. So you could text and say, hey, and it will take your phone number, try to identify who you are, find your emails, find your leaked information, tell you what's out there, say, hey, do you want to start removals on this information? And, this is our recommendations with changing your passwords or deleting accounts here or all of the recommendations you would get. And then that is only $9 a month because they don't have access to all of the extra tools. If they want them, they could upgrade their account, but I'll show you the example for your phone number, and it's got everything on you. I mean, it's literally got everything. So let's say you want your wife or your family, a parent that isn't going to sign in. They're not going to look at the dashboard. They're not going to use any tools. Tell them to text the phone number and sign them up for it, and then they'll get notifications via text like, hey, a password was breached. Your password was summer 2025 ! Make sure you're not using this anywhere. And you just get a text every once in a while from Pentester SMS that says, hey, you need to do this.
Okay.
And then, let's say I'll give you an example. Bi-weekly, you get a text that says, you've been removed from 47 data brokers. If you want to see the full list, click here. But at least you know something's happening at all times. You don't have to sign in. You don't got to do anything. Just text the number. So for you, this is what I'll do is I'll screen record this and then I'll hand it to you. Oh, not this. All right.
Here we go.
Yeah, you're going to like this one.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. I just had to buy this laptop I don't know if I told you, but I spilled coffee on my last one if I didn't say that already. So please excuse me while I figure out these key bindings. Is it recording? Yep. All right. So here's an example right here
Oh boy.
of this is the phone number that you would text at the top, and this is the conversation that you would have. Like, you're welcome to text it now, but I figure there'd be a bunch of delays and you having to respond. But this is how it would start the conversation and then how it would end.
Okay. I'm gonna show this.
Okay.
Cool. We'll overlay this on the screen.
Awesome. And then just blur out your personal info.
Is my personal info on there?
Yeah.
I just saw.
Yeah, did you not scroll down?
Oh shit! I thought that was like a generic like advertisement thing.
So you just make sure you use two
Oh, you
fingers.
can scroll down. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
It's an
Okay.
example, yeah.
Dude.
And that's just from your phone number. So let's say we gave it more and you were like, hey, check this email, check this one, check my wife's. You know, you can get deeper into that conversation with the chat, you know, with we call it Pentester SMS, but let's just say it's a chat bot. That you can talk to it just like you're talking to me, and it will respond to you like a human. It has access to our tools. So you could say like, you know, what about my wife's email, or what about my wife's phone number? And then it'll start answering questions about that as well. So it's like having a 24/7 breach/data privacy support agent in your pocket at all times for $9. But I'm sure you're seeing your full social security numbers there. And your previous addresses, I'm sure, are there. An email that isn't public is there.
Wow. So how the hell do you get your info off?
So we automatically remove data for you. So like all of the data brokers that have that data, anyone could just go on Google and start searching. That gets automatically scrubbed. That we're going to deal with that for you. So like you already have a pen tester account, so we've removed a ton of it for you already. When it comes to breached data, like data it's already out there, that's on somebody's hard drive somewhere, like literally, you can't remove that. You can't. So you can just, you know, in the event that it's like your social security number or something like that, you know, you have to just freeze your credit. Like I was saying to you before, freezing your credit, if you don't know what it is, it just means go to, you know, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian individually. They legally have to allow you to create an account for free and press the freeze button. And then all that does is stop people from being able to query your credit. Mm-hmm. So if somebody goes and says, hey, my name's Shawn Ryan, and I want to buy this car, or I want to open a credit card, it stops them from being able to query your credit or pull your credit report because it's frozen. Doesn't stop your credit from going up or down, doesn't stop you doesn't hurt you in any way. I believe the whole country should be frozen. And I think that you should have to unfreeze it when, you know, because all you do is you sign into all three, you press unfreeze, you run your credit, and then when you're done running it, you freeze it again. Mm-hmm. And that's the fix for your social being out there.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.